I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin Raw podcast, where Ava Adams and Tommy Dreamer are both hardcore icons. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, MATTRIDDER, Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-host this evening. First and foremost, she's a shaman of She-Leet, host of the She-Leet Showcase, Inside the Mind of, In the Crowd, and the hardest working woman in podcasting today, Miss Katie Kinsey, baby.
Hello.
And he is the host of the Straight Talk podcast. He is the Salt to the Spitter Swallow and Daddy Delgado, my friend Vince. Howdy.
Feeling very oozy tonight.
I don't know that was oozy. Also, the voice is done.
The fuck?
How you guys doing?
I'm good. I broke Matt just like Sammy broke the bloodline last week. So he got you out of character, which was the actual plan. I don't know. I thought it'd be a fun thing to, like, instead of actually doing a long-winded thing, just play a soundbite when you introduce me.
Allison, the voice or whatever soundbite he just played? Which one?
That was Vicente Fernandez. What do you guys got against the Mexican grito?
I have nothing against Vicente Fernandez.
What about a gringo?
No.
Grito. Not gringo.
Ay, Dios mío.
Anyway, as you guys all know, Smackin Raw podcast is under the banner of Creation World. If you guys are watching us live on Twitch, please throw us a subscription. We would appreciate it. And if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription every month that you can either throw our way or to any of your favorite Twitch streamers' ways. Either way, we would appreciate it, and I'm sure they would too. One day, Katie will get there, and you can give her yours as well. So go follow her and help her get to that mark. Also, youtube.com/Creation World. If you're watching us over there, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, interact. Tell us how shitty my she said the soundbite. So apparently my accent wasn't as terrible as I thought it was. But if it was, you can tell me how shitty it was there too. And then, creationworld.com. They're on Twitter and Instagram at It's Creation World, ITSCREATIA World. There's a link tree that's Creation World. That'll get you Patreon and Pornhub and all the places that you can find and enjoy us. Also, our Teespring, where you guys can get the Pro Wrestling Pro Choice t-shirts, which all the proceeds for this podcast, if you go buy that t-shirt, is donated to the Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project. And if you go buy that same shirt from Katie in a different color, that money is donated to Planned Parenthood. And if you love our intro song, go check out Heel Tactics _ on Twitter. Jaylen is the man. He makes the music for everyone here's podcast and a lot of our friends' podcasts as well. So, please go do all of that. And now that I have plugged myself, Creation World, and everything in and under the sun, I don't really have a lot for news and rumors, actually. Like, I don't want to talk about the Carmella thing.
No.
Fair.
So we're going to get Shinsuke Nakamura versus the Great Muta in Noah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool for people who are like, oh my god, it's the real Forbidden Door. Triple H is letting he's a fucking wrestling icon. I feel like this probably won't lead to anything more than that. If it does, cool, but I feel like this is kind of like the exception that proves the rule in a sense. Could be wrong, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is just the Great Muta's like retirement tour is what it seems like. So he's kind of just like playing the favorites, doing good matches. And Shinsuke is just like, well, I'm not doing shit here. Can I go wrestle somewhere else?
What do you mean he's not doing shit here?
Okay.
He just had a match.
Besides that, When's the last time we saw? Okay, and on NXT. Never mind. Ignore me. Before that.
Also, Becky Lynch is playing Cyndi Lauper on Young Rock.
Nice.
So I watched, like, I haven't seen the episode, but I watched like a clip, and I wasn't sure if that was her or if they just like did a voiceover, because the clip I saw on Twitter didn't feel like the sounds matched the mouth.
It's her.
Are you sure?
Yes.
100% positive.
Yes.
That they didn't just voice over Cyndi Lauper on Becky Lynch's face.
No.
Maybe Becky has a future in acting.
No, you can kind of hear her Dublin accent slip in a little bit. In the few
my wife
clips
said
I've
that
seen.
my southern accent is so shitty because I have such a hard Chicago accent. I told her I don't have a Chicago accent. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You have a Chicago accent.
I do not.
Yes,
Why are
you
you
do.
laughing, Vince?
No, I'm choking. I'm coughing.
Is the Invisible Man visiting?
No.
Is it because the title of the episode is Choke on That, Slap Nuts?
I'm choking on something. Jesus.
These nuts. Got him.
That's a soundbite.
Jesus says he doesn't know what a Chicago accent sounds like, which means I don't have one, because if I did, he would know.
Pretty Kyle. Everyone understands. Chicago.
I do not say pizza. I definitely don't say pizza.
I'll say that, but I'm not.
Apparently you're joking on Jesus.
Not currently.
All right. Anything else noteworthy in news and rumors that doesn't involve something that happened on an actual show that I should probably talk about before we move on?
Give me a look.
I mean, Ace Steel got fired. We didn't get to talk about that last week because we didn't do news and rumors. So, like, they did that shit. He's gone. Punk probably is gone.
Probably.
Talk a little bit more about that later.
More than likely.
No.
No?
And everything else pretty much happened relating to something that happened on air. So.
All right. Now let's get into your favorite part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, where I ask one simple question to my co-hosts. And we'll start with Katie. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm going to start with a swallow. I'm going to swallow Nikki Cross and Bianca Belair. Because I mean, the Nikki attacking everybody, hell yeah. Let's let her be. I think you said it. Just let her be like a one-person team in the War Games.
That was Warren.
Was that Warren?
That was our favorite Canadian.
Of course, it was our favorite Canadian.
You
guys were talking back and forth. I think that's why I thought it was you.
I try to engage my guests.
I know you do. But I like that she's kind of just like a wild horse right now, or dark horse, whatever you want to call it. And the match was good. The building is good for this. Obviously, Bianca and Bayley have a match at Crown Jewel, technically today for me, tomorrow for you guys. So I don't know. I like it. I like everything that's going on with that realm with the women. I just wish they would do something else that wasn't all involved with titles.
So I'm with you on that match. Damage Control comes down and attacks after the match, and then Alexa and Asuka return to make the save. And then at the end of the night, we got something that I'm gargling because I don't know how I really feel about it, and that is Alexa and Asuka winning the tag titles again. Because this is their second time, right?
No, not again. No. This is the first time Asuka and Alexa won together, because they made a big deal on social media saying that this is the only time that anyone has won the women's tag titles with 3 different partners: Charlotte, Kairi Sane, and now Alexa. So they were making the whole thing.
Okay. Either way, gargling, because I want Damage Control to be something. And a problem that I have with WWE heel factions especially is that they don't ever really seem to get any momentum.
Yeah.
Like, you thought they were going to come in, they won the tag team titles, we thought, okay, this is going to go somewhere, and then Bayley started taking a bunch of losses. And now that Bayley is starting to pick up some wins, and we're assuming getting some momentum, hi Warren, and everyone in the chat: Justin, Jesus, Kyle, Allison, everybody.
You always pause when you say Alice. Alice.
Now that we're starting to get some momentum with Bailey, we go backwards on Io and Dakota, and I don't understand why, if they're winning, Bailey has to lose, and if Bailey's winning, they have to lose. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm not mad that Alexa got a title and Asuka got a belt, but
yeah, I'm with you on that. So I'm swallowing the match itself because the match was pretty good. I enjoyed the match. I'm spitting the results only if they go ahead and switch the titles back onto Damage Control at Crown Jewel, because at that point I feel like, why are you hot shining the titles back and forth? Just like Jesus says right there in the chat, why not just save the match for Crown Jewel? You have the setup right there. And I'm gargling just Damage Control as a faction as a whole right now, because like you said, like they're kind of like in the middle. They're kind of like lukewarm, so to speak. If you asked me to check my temperature on them,
I would never do that. Not even in a southern accent.
Well, just in case, you never know. Some people might.
No,
I
do
things.
know. I will never ask you to do that.
Okay. Well,
I've been blackballed from places like that, so you know.
Well, we don't want you blackballed anywhere, let alone blue balled. And that's kind of like what I feel with this whole Damage Control faction. It's just like we're just, I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know how to feel about it. Even Will in the group chat, he was like, I'm kind of like getting like done and burned out with Damage Control, and it's, I don't know. I just don't know how to feel, man. It's just kind of like a weird feeling.
I really wanted to like this faction. I really wanted them to do something cool and good. I still think we're leaning towards 4-on-4 because Nikki was hanging out with Damage Control backstage during Monday night, even though she attacked Bailey, and they're like, oh, she's crazy, but we'd rather have crazy on our side than crazy against us, I guess. And Candice is still out there floating around somewhere, so I'm thinking it's going to be Bianca, Asuka, Alexa, and Candice versus Nikki and Damage Control.
Has she been seen on TV since she got attacked backstage by Damage Control?
No, but that and the fact that I think she beat Nikki in one of Nikki's last matches before she went fucking crazy is a good reason why she should be the fourth woman on that team.
Oh, I think she is. I think it's just selling the attack by Damage Control. But yeah, it kind of feels like we're heading in that direction. Damage Control plus Nikki versus Bianca and the Super Friends, you know?
My favorite Italian with an eagle tattoo, spit or swallow.
I don't know how to feel about that. I'm gonna go ahead and swallow Johnny Gargano's tell-all interview. But I'm gargling the Dexter Lumis explanation as to why he's been targeting the Miz. Like I like the reenactments that obviously was Johnny Gargano's dressed as Dexter Lumis and Indy Hartwell. The way it was handled by Byron Saxton and Johnny Gargano was a very comedic way, kind of like something you'd see off of Saturday Night Live. It was just a funny skit to me. But I don't know how I feel about the reasoning being that he was being paid off by Miz, and then Miz somewhere down the line, the theory is that he stopped paying Lumis. You know, at that point, like if someone owes me money, I'm gonna beat him crazy like Stewie Griffin did to Brian, and then just be like, "Where's my money? Where's my fucking money?" And he just, if it doesn't feel like that's the sole reason, or if it is, it's not the best reason to give.
I am going to disagree with part of that. So I'm obviously swallowing Johnny 60 Minutes. I enjoyed that whole fucking setup, sit down thing. The reason why I enjoy the story with Dexter Lumis of the Miz being the celebutard that he is, hired Dexter to stalk him in the goal of like drumming up interest in him and all of these things to make him feel more important, and then decided he's just not going to pay him. Like Allison said, where's my money, bitch? Or fuck you, pay me. Stalking, choking out, and making this man seem uncomfortable until he gets his just due. I'm good with it. And it's one, you know how we say like everything in wrestling is a retread? I can't think of specifically a story where a wrestler hired another wrestler paparazzi style to do things to get them noticed, seen, stop paying them, and then they came back for their money. And also this is going to lead to Dexter getting his contract. I'm good with all this. It's a fun little fucking whatever. I don't need it. Like everyone's like, what's the payoff? I don't really. I told you guys this. I don't need a fucking payoff. Honestly, I'm good with Dexter Lumis choking out the Miz every fucking week with no goddamn reason, just stalking him and cuddling him for the rest of his career and never wrestling a match because I enjoy the shit out of it and all of the creativity that goes into it. Go ahead, Vince.
So, okay, the way you frame it, it sounds like Miz basically worked himself into a shoot by trying to pay off Loomis and then not actually paying off Loomis. So now, like, the thing he was paying for, he's actually getting done to him.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay. In that perspective, in that light, I'm okay with it. I can dig it.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Where's
That was
Bad
terrible.
Bunny Burger Tea? Bad Bunny Burger Tea.
Yeah. Katie, any thoughts on the Dexter Lumis Johnny 60 Minutes thing before I give my first?
I thought you were going to say Johnny 69.
No, it's 60 minutes because
Johnny 69 minutes.
What the fuck?
It's an hour and 9 minutes plus.
Anyways, like you were saying, it makes it makes sense as to why Dexter would be doing this, and yeah, I don't need like this big blow off for it. I don't fucking care. It's giving Johnny something to do. It's giving Dexter something to do before he gets his contract. I have no problem with it. It's fun. It's just a little bit of entertainment. Why not?
Yeah, Dexter's not going into like a main event title feud. He's not going to be a top star on Raw. Like he's coming in. They're doing something. They're not everything needs to be like this big. Like he's not getting a push. Like he's not one of the characters that needs a push. You don't.
No,
I'm not gonna be mad if I see Dexter hold the title, but like you never really need to see Dexter Lumis hold the title. Like he can just do what he does and be him and be fucking entertaining, and that's all he needs to be. Not everything needs to be something.
I could see him being a tag team champion. That wouldn't be mad at, and that wouldn't really hurt his character, especially if it's something with Johnny Gargano because there's history there, you know.
But you got to separate these tag titles first. But that's a whole different story.
You got to fantasy book that.
My next swallow is actually going to kind of tag on to what we're already talking about. So Roman has a promo out on Raw that is interrupted by the Miz, and Miz tries to come out and he's like, hey, listen, I know Logan Paul. We used to hang out, blah, blah, blah. So like, I'll do a little something with Logan Paul. Maybe you can get rid of this Dexter Lumis problem for me. Like we can do that. And Roman drops his ass because Roman's sick of people talking about Logan Paul possibly knocking him out. So he threw a fucking punch and laid the Miz out because there is not, because Miz is out there. He's like, well, you know, Logan does have fuck Logan Paul, fuck Jake Paul, fuck their entire family, and the fact that they're going to be in Saudi on my TV, whatever. Like, fuck all of that. However, don't need it. Fake ass bitches. I really just want Roman to beat the dog shit out of him. I really do.
Same.
Don't we all?
We also got that Kathy telling the Miz that Johnny is a tell-all later, and Miz is like, well, if he tells all, I'm suing this company for everything it's worth, and blah, 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 and defamation of character, and whatever.
Johnny Depp. He name dropped Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah.
Then tries to get his match canceled because he's got a broken jaw from that punch from Roman.
And
Ali just comes out and teases him about his tiny balls. And literally, that's at this point, this is all you have to do to get a fight out of the Miz is,
Basically.
hey, you got tiny balls. Fuck you, I do not. Like, it's Marty McFly and the chicken. Like,
don't ever call me.
You want him to do something? Say, yeah, don't ever call me chicken. Don't ever say I got tiny balls. Like, that's all you got to do. And then, boom, match with the Miz. And Ali gets that match, and Ali wins because Lumis was in the crowd, and they got ran off by security. So, all of that.
Shout out to that security guard.
Oh, dude.
Hop in the barricade like it's nothing. Give that man a contract now.
Give him his flowers now.
Give him a contract.
Yeah, we got that jackass down in NXT that was a security guard that we're supposed to give a fuck about. Meanwhile, we got this dude fucking
Hank, whatever the fuck.
Hank Hill.
The Superman of security guards leaping barricades in a single bound with no effort whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah.
don't know why you hate Hank so much.
Because why the fuck is he getting involved in shit? He is a security guard.
Well, now he's a superstar.
Woohoo!
He has
Good
a
for you.
contract.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The security guard is actually one of the Booker's students.
One of Booker's students?
Oh, one of Booker's students. Okay. Which security guard? Hank or the one with the hops? Hank or Hops? Which one?
Hank Hops.
Hank or Hops?
Hank or Hops.
I'm going to go with Hops. I'm thinking Hops.
I'm also going to go with Hops.
Hank doesn't... it's Texas. It could be Hank. You never know.
Hops.
Yeah, it's Hops. All right. Any thoughts on Ali versus The Miz? Roman punching Miz?
Roman's promo on the way up the ramp after... Bro, Roman during the pandemic, when he was just allowed to talk straight to camera and it was just dead silence, peak. Now that he's doing it again, just whenever the fuck he wants, beautiful. Roman's shit talking has improved so much over the past year, and I am living for it.
100%. I think this is what I want to see from Roman Reigns, especially when he's facing someone like Logan Paul. If you want to sit here during the match, try to make it seem like he might have like maybe a small, minuscule 0.1% chance of beating Roman. Sure, but he should be out here acting like he's Brock Lesnar, acting like he's the Undertaker, like the top guy. He should be acting like Mox. He's just like, fuck this dude. He's had 2 matches. He should be taking shit personally, and I love the shit talk that he had into the camera down the ramp. That was perfect, fantastic. He had no nonsense business on Raw. He just laid out the Miz, point blank, perfect.
We are a long way from Suffer and Succotash, which
I forgot
the fact
about that.
Yeah, no, definitely forgot about that. Thank you, Warren, for bringing up that highlight in pro wrestling.
I saw it on Twitter like the other day. I was just like, guys, why are we bringing this
Go away?
What? Are you talking about the Suffer and Succotash promo?
No, the cat that's won't leave me the fuck alone. Fritz, go somewhere. Here.
So while you're doing with that, I'll give Mustafa Ali.
That is. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. No, you're good.
Wow, Jesus!
I thought you were about to Vince me and just move into your Spear Swallow, and I was not going to let that happen.
No, because you said if I had something to add with Roman or Mustafa Ali and stuff. Mustafa Ali, I'm just happy he's getting TV time and showing up and showing out, because they did nothing with Retribution and with him being the hacker, and that had a lot of potential in the beginning with the hacker stuff. Maybe not Retribution, but the hacker stuff did. But I mean, we're getting Dijak back, but that's a different story. No, I love that Mustafa Ali is like on TV. As Savannah and I were talking about it yesterday, like he should have been Cruiserweight champion when it was in its prime and a thing. But I'm just happy he's like in a good scene with everyone right now. Like him and Seth, bangers.
I agree. I wasn't a fan of the in segment with the Miz where he's doing some cheesy WWE-esque like burns or like just trying to like rile up the Miz stuff when he was doing to Seth Rollins, getting in his face and being aggressive. That was great. That's what I want to see from Mustafa Ali. I thought the whole like tiny balls thing was a little corny, but you know, as long as you get Mustafa Ali on TV, hopefully he just like drifts away from that specific.
Tiny Balls is Miz canon now. It is part of the Miz lore. When he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, someone needs to mention his tiny balls.
Who would induct Miz in the Hall of Fame?
Maurice. John Morrison. Daniel Bryan.
Truth.
R-Truth.
Truth.
That's a spit. That's a
We're
spit.
not there yet.
Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm swallowing big meaty men slapping meat, Cowboy Brock and Big Bob. Let's fucking go. I will take this shit every week. I love it. The fact that they were supposed to have the fucking sit down interview, and Brock's like, nah, I'll go in the ring. Bobby's still just like sitting there waiting. Corey Graves is like, oh, Bobby, I don't know if you can hear that music. No fucking shit he can hear. He's in the arena. He knows. And then Bob comes down, fight, brawl, if you will, pull apart brawl with the entire roster. Triple H coming out. What?
And Prehistoric Paul, why the fuck were you there?
Apparently,
Duke
Duke
Hudson
Hudson was also there.
I saw him.
We don't know why these people.
Well,
were
listen, Duke Hudson is a utility player now. He's our new Bodie. Like, we'll talk about it. He's possibly a creep. We'll get there.
Very much creep. But no, and then Triple H being like, as they're being separated, if they touch each other, the match is fucking off. Because he just knew there was that much hostility. And people, like, only heard part of that and then freaked out. They're like, oh my god, the match is off? No, fuckers, if you listened, he said if they touch each other again, match is off.
Touch. I'm not touching you. That's what they should have done. Brock should have been up in Bobby's face of like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
No.
Like when Nakamura stole Samoa Joe's nose in NXT. Like that's the kind of pull apart I want.
That's no. But that match is going to be fantastic tomorrow. Big man sucking me. There's a lot of that in my swallows. Big man sucking me.
There's a theme this
Triple
week.
H being like a dad who breaks in on, his teenager in her bedroom or his bedroom. You two touch each other again? She's going home.
Okay. Yeah.
Well then.
Knew you were going to take it somewhere with there. I saw your face when I said it.
You said touching each other.
That's literally what Paul Levesque said.
Oh, Paul Levesque knows a lot about touching.
Technically, it was consensual touching, so I think you should be allowed.
I agree.
I remember you both.
I allow it.
That doesn't. Anyways.
Vince, spit or swallow?
Since I only have one more thing from Raw, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I was like, damn, it's about to be just me and Matt.
No. I want to go get another Modelo because I finished the other one. I'm gonna spit the Trigger Street.
Get up, bitch, swallow.
You wanted me to swallow a Matt. I'm spitting the Matt Riddle segment.
No, I just wanted to use that on you because you took it away last time I tried to use it on you, and I've been waiting for you to throw in a swallow.
Shut up, bitch, swallow.
That's not how that works. I didn't.
No, I just felt like playing it.
Okay.
Anyway, spitting the Turkish street fight, I thought it was stupid. I thought Riddle dressed as Warrior was stupid. I'm not really a fan of.
He was not dressed as Warrior.
He was dressed as Ezekiel.
Was he?
Yes.
But it looked like he was wearing a diaper. So like,
it did look like he was wearing the diaper. I thought he was like the New Year's baby, just like Big Show that one time. I thought Otis and Chad Gable, like what were they supposed to be again? Like
it was
Chippendale Academy first off, and that was fantastic, and that deserves a swallow in and of itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that was the best part about it. That's why I made it a gargle specifically for them because of the costumes.
I knew this. Okay, this is how you know I didn't really get a chance to watch Raw fully. So what I did was I was fast forwarding to shit that I thought was crap. So once it got to the Trick or Street fight, I just fast forwarded until the end.
Okay.
I'm still spitting it because the concept's stupid.
I'm gonna do something that no one expected me to do.
Drink Mountain Dew? I think everyone expected that.
I thought about this last week, and I almost did it last week, but we had a lot of other stuff going on. I am going to lift the ban on anyone swallowing my personal Antichrist and enemy because I don't necessarily really care if other people like him. You guys are free to like him. If you want to enjoy it, I know you don't. If you want to enjoy him, if you want to like him, if you want to swallow him, you do you. He is a piece of shit to me, and I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, well, I don't like him, so you can't like him, and I'm right, and you're right, because that's not the case. There's a lot of stuff in wrestling that everyone likes, and again, this was kind of spawned by the conversation I had with Mr. Warren Hayes last week, where, there are things I like that he doesn't, there are things he likes that I don't, but luckily he and I both don't like Matt Riddle because he's a piece of shit in ring as a person, just all around, period. But going forward, should anyone want to swallow something Matt Riddle, I'm not going to stop them. I'm going to disagree with them and tell them why I think they're wrong in my opinion. But I'll allow it. I'll allow it. So
Oh.
There you go, everyone.
I don't know where that came from. Like, I don't think we ever had any issue with like spitting Riddle. I mean,
Well, no, because every time someone comes on, I tell them they get one and then they're done, and then I'm going to mute them if they do it. But like I said, when Mr. Warren Hayes was on last week, and I thought about doing it last week, we were talking about like, oh, I like the haunted house stuff. He thought it was trash, blah, blah, blah. And like, there's a lot of stuff in wrestling that everyone likes. And I don't want to invite people on the show and tell them that there's something that they can't like or they can't talk about. I agree. I am not going to trust that person. You're going to seem kind of fucking shady to me, but you know, you do you. So whatever you enjoy, you enjoy. You know, there are people that enjoy certain podcasts with the letters DJ, JD, and certain orders out there. Like, good for you. You like that garbage. Like, do your thing.
Wait. Spell it out.
Not for me. Not doing it. I said what I said.
Put it in the private chat. I was. I couldn't keep
No, that's your fault. You weren't paying attention.
You just have to listen back to the episode. So anyway, I'll allow
36 minutes
going forward.
But anyways,
but spitting trick or street fights in general.
Yeah.
This is a Vince thing that should have gone away. I don't need Thanksgiving fights. I don't need trick or street fights. I don't need fucking I wouldn't mind like Santa's little helper matches coming back, but that's just me personally.
No,
like, Andy Kane's on a pole match or any Miracle on 34th Street brawl or whatever the fuck.
Street fight.
Yeah, whatever.
Street brawl. Like, it was right there, man.
Go away. That shit can go away.
Miracle on 34th Street brawl. Oh, yeah, my favorite. Street brawl.
A brawl.
Miracle on 34th, no disqualification match. Don't need it.
Don't fucking need it.
But Chippendale's fucking whew.
It was perfect.
Hard.
It was.
I'll have to go back and watch it. I'll have to go back and watch it, but I just
because you like what you need to realize is Chad Gable was Patrick Swayze and Otis was Chris Farley from Saturday Night Live. That was the whole thing that they were doing. So like Chad Gable with the oil and his rippling muscles. I love a good Nightmare on Elm Street fight.
I think that was a little rat that came out.
It was. And then Otis being Otis in his whole like Chris Farley. We got the fucking Caterpillar back for one night only. Missed an oily Otis doing the Caterpillar.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just worked so well. I wonder how long they were waiting for that opportunity. They're like, guys, this would work. Just let us do it. So I think they had to do this fucking trick or treat fight to get the Chippendales thing.
See, I disagree though. Like, I feel like if you were doing shows, first off, AEW is going to get a spit later, but we'll get into that. But if you're going to do a show around Halloween, you should just allow the wrestlers to dress up for Halloween and enjoy fucking Halloween. Like, they can still wrestle their matches. They can still do their things. It doesn't need to be like some stupid gimmick match to allow it. Like, let them dress up and have fun. Like,
yeah, that's all I want.
And still go out there and wrestle. Like, I could have had a straight up wrestling match with them dressed like that without all the gimmicks and been perfectly okay with it because it's fucking Halloween.
Halloween probably the fact that it was actually on Halloween, you know, like I think like that's the only occasion where you can like let that kind of stuff slide. You know?
No.
As a matter of fact, I want Shotzi Blackheart to walk around the entire locker room for every show before Halloween, and anyone not wearing a Halloween costume, give them a titty twister or shoot them with a dildo launcher. One of the two.
Oh, see, I was just gonna say like kick him in the dick if it was a dude.
Well, that's Rhea's thing, and I'm sure we'll talk about that here in a second.
Yeah.
Because my next swallow is the fact that Rhea has a love-hate relationship with testicles, and I'm not sure which it is, and I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know if she loves hitting them or if she hates them, which is why she's hitting them, but she loves touching nuts these last couple weeks, specifically OC nuts. Not Orange Cassidy's nuts, but the original club's nuts.
Yeah, specify. There's a lot of OCs in the business. Listen, I just want Rhea to fight the dudes. That's all. That's my Christmas wish to WWE is let Rhea Ripley have a match with someone in the OC. God damn it, Warren. That's all I want. Her versus Carl Anderson. Her versus Luke Gallows. Her versus AJ.
She tossed AJ around like a rag doll.
Exactly. That'd be cool. That'd be fun.
See, that's the soundbite you need, Vince, is the Vegeta. He kicked me in the dick.
Well,
Did
technically,
you guys have that one?
No, we have the Vegeta. This is stupid.
Oh.
But Shinsuke Nakamura went on like a whole dick kicking tirade for a while, and I was pro
against
Shinsuke
AJ.
dick kicking. Against
AJ.
Why
Yes, that's
is
the thing.
ever like
Nobody wants Alan to have any more kids. That's why.
That's probably true.
Maybe they're
soccer
trying to
mom
stop.
hair. They're trying to make it a real thing. Like
He refuses to get a vasectomy, so they're using other methods of birth
So
control.
Shinsuke said, "Here's your fucking vasectomy."
to be honest, anyone in that group that needs a fucking vasectomy, it's probably Gallows. Like I feel like
Yes.
You know how Matt Ritter grew out of his scumbag period? We've talked about that many times. Many times. How
Many
big of a scumbag
times.
Matt Ritter was, and he grew out of it and became like
Mhm.
Gallows never did. Like Gallows is still
no.
just complete and total scumbag.
Hot
all
Carl
the
isn't
time.
that much better either. If you
Hey, Hot
ask me.
Carl has a hot Asian wife, all right?
He does have a hot Asian wife.
That's the only
is
good
just
thing he's
fact.
got
Guys
going
like to
for him.
believe he is loyal to his hot Asian wife, even when he is in Japan.
Really,
I would like
for
to believe
debate.
that. Yes, I would.
Up for debate.
really.
But-
Sure.
I just want Rhea fighting dudes. That's all I want. Bring it back full circle. That's all I want.
Yeah, and also too, just to clarify, technically Rhea isn't kicking dudes in the dick. She's low blowing or punching them in the dick, and so
We
did
don't know
Shinsuke.
if she kicked Gallows in the dick last week. We just know. I think Gallows actually came back and said she kicked me in the dick. Well,
Okay,
not in those
I
words
don't
specifically, but I think he said she
Oh, she
kicked him.
kicked me in the dick.
Yeah.
That's definitely something he would try and say, just like on Raw, just casually. Oh, she kicked me in the dick.
true.
Anyway, dick kicking, dick punching, dick speed bagging, all of it, swallow. Rhea forearming testicles on a weekly basis.
Rhea single-handedly destroying the OC. Swallow.
Yeah.
It's a bad bitch.
Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm going to spit Baron Corbin. I just don't care. I'm not feeling it. I'm not a big JBL guy at all. Him and Corbin doesn't do it for me. Just not a fan. So, spit.
I'm not really feeling the get up, the look. You know, if you're gonna pair him up with JBL, why not have him dress up in a suit or like not
Constable
necessarily.
Corbin?
I did love me some Constable Baron Corbin. But the theme song needs to change. Gear needs to change. It looks really bad. Even the in-ring gear, it looks like a very half-assed done singlet. And like whatever he wore tonight, I'm not feeling it. And I want to like Baron Corbin because he has such a good moveset. He has so many cool moves, like the end of days, deep six, the going under the ring around turnbuckle clothesline thingy-majigger that he does.
I love the deep six.
Yeah, gotta give him deep sixes all day. And
Deep nine's a little much.
yeah, but then also too, like no one's actually kicked out of the end of days, you know, like, and that's like a thing that you should slowly be building up. Like I honestly do feel like Baron Corbin could be a higher player in the mid card, upper mid card of the WWE, but I don't know. I'm not with it.
Are you not feeling very oozy right now, Katie?
Not fun. I'm good.
I don't know why they can't just figure out what the fuck to do with Baron Corbin. I really don't.
Fuck.
Also, please join Mr. Warren Hayes if you were in the chat with coming up with fun new
Buckaroo.
names for whatever the fuck this Baron Corbin is. The new wrestling god aside. Caballero Corbin? I enjoy that.
Caballero. No. He is not a Caballero.
Like, I have nothing against Corbin's in-ring work. In-ring, he's great. He hit the end of days on Becky, or was it the deep six on Becky?
End of days.
End of days, which incredible.
Slap.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And like his in-ring is great. His character sucks dick. But like in-ring he's great. I have no
If it
issue.
does, we're not
his
here to
in-ring
shame
stuff.
it.
Motherfucker, obviously.
I will swallow Truth whooping his ass though.
Yes.
I enjoyed that part. Poor Truth.
Ah. Poor Truth. Big sad.
Vicente, spit or swallow.
Vicente.
I said what I said.
What is that?
I'm gonna go ahead and swallow. No, I'm spitting. No more Bodhi. It really depressed me because when we saw NXT and Andre Chase was right there trying to hype up. I keep forgetting her name. What's her name? Help me out here, guys.
Thea Hale.
Yeah, Thea Hale. And then they
Good.
just glance over to the Chase U flag, and it's just right there. And then Bodhi's just not there. But I do like that Duke Hudson just came in, jumping in through like the breakaway, like
Shockmaster style.
Yeah, Shockmaster style, but then a trip. It's like, I got the flag, guys, let's go. So I don't know where this whole Duke Hudson Chase U shit is going, but I'm good with it. I like it. I'm intrigued. I'm gonna give it a chance, and I'm swallowing everything Chase U on NXT, but I am spinning the fact that there's no more Bodhi.
Agree. So Duke Hudson outside of WWE had some interesting news stuff come out about him. And I don't necessarily know.
He just saw it. Okay.
It was on the screen while you were talking.
I know.
I don't necessarily know
the screen when I'm talking.
What his relationship preferences are, nor do I care. However, I do think it's very interesting that for whatever reason, they only have him chasing after younger women on the show. Specifically Thea Hale, who's 19. And barely 19. Like,
barely 19.
She qualifies for that Pornhub category. Like, barely legal. Right there.
Let's look that up.
No.
Like, she literally just got out of high school, Vince. If she's 19. She
just graduated.
But very interesting to me. However, I think the plan with Duke Hudson was to like try and make Bodhi jealous and push the Thea Bodhi friends maybe more,
Will they, won't they?
Teen drama NXT thing. And then Bodhi got released for whatever reason. Bye-bye, Bo Dallas. We will miss you. And now Duke has got to be like filling Bodhi's role.
Yeah. Not gonna like when they like panned over, she's like, "Who's gonna hold the flag?" I was like, "Why would you do that? He just got released that day. You fuckers."
That was that. I'm actually really glad that they didn't just ignore it. They didn't pretend like it didn't happen. Like, thank you for acknowledging the fact that I have been accustomed to seeing this man on my TV, and he went away, and we're not just going to pretend like he was never there.
It kind of makes sense because last week he wasn't in class.
Mm-hmm.
And then this week, he wasn't there.
It would have been better if they had said like he got expelled or something.
I honestly thought that's what they were gonna say.
Like, let Andre Chase go on a little tirade about something that he did or whatever. But
yes, because that would have been a more better like storyline reason as to explain his absence on television.
His absence.
Sorry. His accent?
Explain his accents.
His accent, his incense, everything in between. No, but I like what they did when they panned over to the flag. It was nice, a nice little like nod to Bodhi, like the character that played a part of Chase U, because he was the first recruit of Andre Chase University. So I liked it because it was a nice like tip of the hat. I'm like, shout out to you, Bodhi. Like, best of luck in all your future endeavors, so to speak, in like the best possible way. Kind of like when you do a nod to like your friend or whatever. But I don't know. It still sucks because
maybe he just changed majors. Like,
he just transferred.
He transferred out.
For those of you watching this who don't know what affable means, because Warren said that he was very affable, friendly, good-natured, easy to talk to.
Did you look it up?
No. That's what affable means.
I thought he accidentally
it looked like you were
laughable.
looking at your phone.
Well, no, I had to turn my phone back on because it keeps like going dark, and I have to pull my notes back up, and I'm next. So.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. out here.
Rude. I know words.
I don't.
I do. Like, I know debuted is not a fucking word.
Well, I know
Fact.
that for damn sure. Fact.
That's neither confirmed nor denied.
That is 1,000%
No, that is confirmed. Debuted is not a word, and the gore is a spear. Moving on. I'm spitting Truth getting injured in his match against Waller and Waller getting the win. I was so happy that Truth has been back on TV getting segments, just being our Truth for the last couple weeks, and he was fucking everywhere. Yeah. And then to have this happen, you never want to see, especially at his age, an injury like that, because you don't know if he can come back from it.
I think they said it was his quad.
Yeah.
I haven't seen like an actual like report yet though, but like that would be genius. Oh, he's gone. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. Either he needs to fix more crack or he's hungry. I don't know what he's doing, but he's gone. Hi, JJ.
Hi, JJ.
The gore is a spear. You are incorrect. Yeah, so spitting that, I hate to see that. And then Waller, of course, had to fill time and brag about getting his win and
he did the fucking spinaroonie. He was doing cartwheels. He was doing a lot. But I mean, he did what he had to do like during the it was that picture in picture when they were trying to tend to Truth. So he does give props for that, like doing what he can. He's a jackass, but keeping the attention off of Truth until TV came back, basically. Still hate the guy.
Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm swallowing Seth friggin' Rollins. Blonde hair and all. Not blonde streak like we originally thought. Oh, no. Man's ombre'd his hair. And I think he just unlocked new...
He did what now?
Ombre. It's like when you have two colors. So like his hair is brown and then like goes into blonde.
You have to explain this for the hair impaired. I haven't had hair probably almost as long as you've been alive, so...
I'm 26.
Yeah, I know. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about the fact that your fucking co-host, is now my peer, and I have a peer that does podcasting who was born after WCW went out of business. Do you know how bad, how that makes me feel?
I am so sorry. No, not hombre, ombre.
With a U?
No, without the H. It's just hombre.
Just no. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm listening to your show and I'm sitting there and she's like, depending on what time of year in 2001, I was born after WCW was around. And I'm like, get the fuck off this podcast. You are not old enough to be here. Because if you are, I am way too fucking old at this point. And I do not like the way that made me feel. No. I'm
sorry.
Did you know Savannah was born after WCW went out of business?
Wait, who?
Savannah.
Why the fuck was she on the podcast?
Not on this podcast, on Katie's podcast. If you didn't fucking leave, you would know what's going on. But you went to go lick crack or whatever the fuck you were doing earlier.
Where the fuck you get crack from?
Because of the crack in your window.
Who was on crack?
This man said lick crack or whatever the fuck.
Exactly. I feel like I'm now too old to be up this late. Thank you, JJ.
Listen. Hey. I have a co-host. That's all that fucking matters.
Honestly, if you hadn't already titled the episode, you probably could title it "Go Lick Crack" or "Lick Crack."
I don't know if that would be.
I don't know. Might be pushing the boundary a little bit.
Just do me a favor. Should anything happen to Savannah, please don't go to kindergarten to pick your next one.
Wow. Excuse you. A, no. B, if something were to happen, I'm just going solo. I'm not getting another co-host.
Oh, Solo Cicady.
Solo Cicady. What a great title that was. Shout out to Jesus.
So anyway, Vince, just so you know, I did the whole Grayson Waller R-Truth thing, and then Katie.
Seth motherfucking Rollins.
Yeah, the ombre hair. That's right, because that's how we got on there.
Oh, the hair. That's one thing I forgot about Raw was swallowing Seth Rollins' new look.
Because I told Katie that I probably haven't had hair almost as long as she's been alive.
And then
so
he
she had
got
to explain
mad.
to me what ombre is, and then I remembered that Savannah's fucking 5.
She's not 5. She's 21.
Oh my god.
Freshly 21.
Same difference.
26.
Giving Gen Zers a platform and shit. Yeah, but you were alive when WCW closed its doors, Katie. That's all that fucking matters.
I was.
All that matters is like
that matters. Anyway, Seth's hair. I feel like it just unlocked the next level of his villainness.
Super Saiyan.
Sure. It fits. Like you can't really tell like when he's wrestling, and then when he's kind of just like standing still, you're just like, oh my fucking god, he has blonde in his hair. And I'm happy it's not just the streak. Again, it's like half of his hair. It's like the bottom half of his hair is blonde. Which,
he teased the streak on Instagram.
Well, no, he just teased part of that. We all just assumed it was the streak. Oh, why are we talking about my co-host age? She's not here.
Oh man, yeah.
Because I couldn't do it last night, last night. That's why.
Sorry, my internet shit the bed, and Twitch hates you.
Yeah, it was more so Twitch hates me than your internet shit the bed.
To be fair, you're being censored on botched spots. Like whenever you were referencing RN for whatever reason. If I'm not mistaken.
The reason I was being censored is because I deleted and then re-downloaded the app because it just stops playing the video for some reason. Like I'll be watching and it'll just pause the video and then I have to unpause it, and it's a pain in the fucking ass to use Twitch on my phone. So I deleted and re-downloaded the app because Kay's like, that might fix it, and it did not. But it did reset my settings and put my fucking filters back on.
Listen,
so,
I tried.
Yeah.
I gave you a solution.
Let's just all collectively spit Twitch. But while you're there, go ahead and follow us right there.
now.
We're literally on Twitch, and I also am on Twitch, so no.
It's the only place you can find Katie live every Thursday.
You can go live to YouTube.
Listen, I just had a conversation with Dylan about this earlier. Next year we might be moving Machine Guard. Anyways.
Yeah, Seth, blonde, Michael Hayes looking ass. Beautiful. Good job.
Michael Hayes looking ass. Somebody else go.
Vince, spit or swallow now that you're back.
I'll stay in NXT, and I'm gonna swallow everything Toxic Attraction. I like the little vignette that they played. Mandy Rose looked fantastic. It looks like Toxic. Honestly, I missed it prior, but it looks like Toxic Attraction have a new snapback that they're rocking that both Gigi and JC was wearing. Yes, we'll get right on those. We'll get right on those shirts. Then Mandy Rose's promo, it was fantastic. It was clean. It was perfect. It she didn't skip a beat. There was no hiccups. She felt like the final form. This is the final form of Mandy Rose that we've been waiting to see, that we've been trying to see ever since she wasn't Tough Enough. But I am gonna spit the fact that it doesn't seem like there's any new challengers lined up for Mandy. They setting up again Alba Fire versus Mandy Rose. She took out GG, which I'm spitting. She's gonna try to take out JC next week, which okay. And then they're gonna, in 2 weeks' time, they're gonna do Mandy versus Alba Fire, and I'm like, nothing against Alba Fire. It's just I've seen it. Can we move on? And it doesn't really feel like there's anything big in the horizon for Mandy Rose, because if you look at Braun Breaker, there's always a Carmelo Hayes as an option. That's a big time match that you're salivating at the bit to see. But with Mandy Rose, I don't think there's anyone in the women's division. Why are you wet, Jesus? Anyways,
from this rain.
Sure. It's not from watching us on Pornhub. But yeah, it's Mandy Rose. It doesn't seem like she has an opponent in her.
There shouldn't be. It should be Alba Fire, because Alba Fire is the longest reigning women's champion in WWE history. And as everyone's been complaining about, I've heard Mr. Warren say it just looks like they're not going to let Alba Fire shine. But everything that happened in Halloween Havoc was a setup to get us here. As I said, we're probably going to get them in a cage match or something. Alba should be the one to dethrone Mandy. Mandy does not need to be women's champion anymore. She doesn't even need to be on NXT anymore. She should probably move up. And there's nobody on that NXT roster right now better than Alba Fire to take that title off her and be champion. I love Roxanne Perez. I don't think she's ready. I never understood why everyone was like, it's going to be Cora Jade. I never got that because, again, I enjoy Cora Jade, but I don't think she's ready. Exactly. Wendy Chu, I would have been cool with because I think Wendy Chu is fun and awesome and hot, but like not everyone is into the whole sleepy slumber party Ash Nico gimmick. And I get that, like it's cool, but I am. So like, but
is there anyone on main roster that isn't currently doing anything that could move down to NXT and take that title from her?
why? You
No,
have
you don't.
Alpha Fire.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking. It's a hypothetical. I'm just asking a hypothetical.
Yeah, there's
No.
a lot of women on main roster that aren't doing shit right now, like Lacey Evans and Dewdrop and Natalia before she got kneed in the face tonight, and
We don't need to tell you
Dana
back in
Brooke.
NXT.
Dana Brooke.
She's defending the 24/7 title in live shows.
Oh, that's so cute. It's like me. We'll get into it. We'll get into it because there's someone that I'm pissed about that hasn't been around that, you know, is on live shows, you know, AEW Dark and Elevation, which is just bullshit and doesn't really count. So like, oh, she's defending 24/7 title live events. Oh, big whoop. You might as well not even be with the fucking company at that point. I'd rather be in catering at Raw. At least I might get on TV if there's a brawl backstage.
I think she is on catering at Raw.
No, she's not. They don't invite her to Raw. They're like, here's a live event. Go there. Other than that, have a nice week.
I mean,
Love
she
you,
gets some
Dana.
off days.
So for Toxic Attraction, since I haven't got to say anything about it yet, Alpha Fire 100% will be the one to dethrone Mandy in 2 weeks. It needs to happen. Mandy has hit her year as champ, as kicked ass, taken names, as she should, improved very much. I loved the video package for it. Her in that promo basically saying everything that Sonya called her during their feud was perfect, saying she's not just this. I can't remember the exact phrasing of anything, but like basically what Sonya called her, she said, "I'm not that," and that was genius. What Toxic needs to do is move up, attack everybody via like Damage Control and Bianca and, as Vince said, the Super Friends, and it's Tim's idea, and I'm saying it as well. Make that War Games a triple threat, 3-3-3.
I'd be okay with that. But if you do call up a Toxic Attraction, I think you should move him over to SmackDown because there'd be a redundancy of having two heel women factions on Raw and SmackDown doesn't have anything. I just want SmackDown to have more stuff.
Why the fuck are you talking about the main roster like the fucking rosters matter or like the brands matter? Because they don't. Because Damage Control has been on SmackDown and Raw and wherever the fuck they want to go, and not just the tag team champions, Bayley, and because everyone just goes wherever the fuck they want, so there are no brand splits. So it doesn't matter what show you show up on, because if you're on main roster, you're on main roster.
Plus, they're planning a quote-unquote draft later this year, if it happens, and what the hell? No. And if Toxic comes up now, or in like a few weeks, then that sets up for War Games. And then after War Games, you can put one of those trios of women heels on SmackDown. Whatever.
Okay. Let me clarify better. Whatever show Damage Control is on, let them primarily only show up on that show as if there were a brand split, and then have Toxic Attraction on the other show, not have them intertwined with each other because there's only so many.
And he froze.
Yeah, he froze.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna. Oh, you're back! Look at that! I counted down and you came back.
You
It was a
fucking
Christmas
witch.
miracle.
You witch.
He put a curse on me. It's
Miracle
Curse
on
of Ritter.
34th Street Brawl.
It's a curse of Ritter.
Miracle on 34th Street disqualification.
God damn it, Vince. Stop. Talk. Say what you were going to say.
Jesus.
You talk,
Zach.
I handle that. I talk, you handle that. That's
What
how
was
this
the
works.
last thing you guys heard? Because I kept going and I didn't realize you guys froze.
That's the last thing I heard.
It's true.
Basically,
I don't know. You're saying some
Toxic
shit about
Attraction,
I don't know.
one show, Damage Control
You know.
on the other show. Don't let
Yeah.
them intertwined with each
That's
other.
literally what I said after like War Games. Let them just be wherever for War Games and then split them up. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
let them
that's
fight
fine.
each other because it's a 3 versus 3 female faction. I don't care. I do want to touch on one thing that we didn't talk about is the fact that Charlie Dempsey attacked Andre Chase after the fact. Like we kind of brushed over like Dick Hedson getting kicked out from ringside for trying to cheat, and then Thea losing to stripper secretary Kiana James, and then Charlie Dempsey. So make note of that, ladies and gentlemen. Baby Regal doing shit in NXT.
Okay.
True villain.
Decent, true.
He's a
Real decent villain. What?
Real decent.
Warren, you're here. What does he call himself? Something about a dickless villain?
No, wait, no, hold on. I don't think that's right.
Pause.
Thought that's what I heard. I don't know. That
What?
accent's thick. It's hard to understand.
How many
Like
seconds?
a stick.
Okay.
I'm gonna swallow Ava Raine just because I enjoyed her part of the promo that she did during the Schism thing. The rest of it, they can trash. I hope this leads somewhere. I really do. For Ava Raine, I want to see her be successful. It has been a long time coming for her to get here, so I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt because we have not seen what she can do in the ring yet. But her promo is fairly good. I enjoyed the whole promo and the explanation and everything that she did and went through. So I'm going to swallow Ava Raine, but not Schism because fuck those guys.
Yeah, fuck Schism. Ava Raine, yes. I love that fact that she's just right now doing promos and not getting in the ring yet. That way we have more time to see her with the group, kind of just like seeing her piece like in that puzzle, that weird tree puzzle thing. There's something about 4 roots and I don't know. I don't know. I like Ava Raine. I was still very much surprised it was her.
Right.
But I'm happy it was her because then now, like you said, like she hasn't been able to like be on TV. Like she got injured. Like she said everything in her promo. So I'm very happy that she's getting this opportunity and she's killing it right now.
I hope that she gets to be like a talented, successful Dominic Mysterio.
Yes.
Since we're on the conversation of the Anoa'i family schism tree, did you guys see that they actually make a Feeling Uzi t-shirt? I just saw that right now. I feel like that's something they wouldn't have
Why are you not paying attention to the show and you're just on Twitter?
I am paying attention to the show.
And I saw that earlier today.
I just saw it.
You are not paying attention to the show if you are ignoring Katie, so you can go on Twitter and look up merch.
No, I was ignoring you when you were talking about Ava Raine.
But I was also talking about Ava Raine, and you were on your phone still.
Well, I don't really care about Ava Raine, so I just let you guys go.
I really thought he was about to be like, I don't really care about you, and I was about to leave.
Listen, we know, like,
come on, I'm not.
Vince is like, I don't care about The Rock's daughter, but I love Rey Mysterio's shitty fathering and his child.
The Rock fathered a daughter that joined a cult.
Rey Mysterio fathered a son that kicked his ass and joined a cult.
Exactly.
True.
So keep the same energy. Keep the exact same energy.
No, because Dominic is Rhea's bitch. Ava Raine is pretty much running that group.
True.
She still joined the cult.
Yeah,
How's that not bad fathering? He's too busy making movies with Kevin Hart.
Because she didn't attack her father and kick him in the dick before she joined the cult. Maybe
because he's never around.
Cult.
I've never seen Ava Raine and The Rock in the same building together at the same time. For all I know, he said, I'm leaving to go get Hollywood cigarettes. He never came back, went off to make movies, and forgot all about her.
But see, you're imagining something that is not canon. I am not imagining what the fuck I saw on my TV.
Okay, that's fine.
Ray said, I don't want to discipline my child, so I'm going to hide out on SmackDown and pretend like I don't have one.
If a child joins a cult, is that not indication of bad parenting?
No, she's an adult and she made a choice. And her dad wasn't there when she did it. Rey Mysterio pushed his son
because
into a
her
cult.
dad
Literally
was never there.
pushed her son into a cult.
I don't know. Like, I understand, Vince, your love for Rey Mysterio. I don't know why you can't see what the difference is.
Everyone else sees.
I'm saying keep the same fucking energy. That's all I'm saying. Keep the same energy.
But if we're keeping the same energy, then you keep the same energy too, and you don't talk shit about The Rock and try and point out that he's a bad father when you're trying to say that Rey Mysterio's not. You are also not keeping the same. You said
how the turntable.
You joined a call
2 weeks ago. I'm like, whatever. He's a bad father. Cool. Whatever. He's on SmackDown now. Dominic's on Raw.
Did he say that?
2 weeks ago. Remember? Because like last week, last week with Warren, it's like, yeah, because Vince condones bad parenting. Exactly. That's what exactly. So I'm like, whatever. I don't care as long as Rey Mysterio's on SmackDown. And he's away from
avoiding his responsibilities and being a terrible parent.
It's fine. Dominic,
if The Rock was in WWE, I'd be telling The Rock, you need to go whoop Joe Wayne Gacy's ass and get your daughter out of that cult. But The Rock is not. However, Rey Mysterio is, and Rey is on another show just pretending he doesn't have children.
Double standards, but okay.
Yes, Katie.
Can we fucking stop talking about this now and move on?
Yes, we can. It's not double standards.
I started.
I swallowed Ava Rain, so Katie, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna swallow. Trying to do it next.
Actually, you did start it by ignoring us while we were trying to talk about a subject and going on your phone and playing on Twitter. But
or you could have kept going.
Katie, continue.
Anyways, I'm gonna swallow Odyssey Jones. Returning to the ring. Love the guy.
What's Jones betting?
He's definitely one of those people like who has the charisma and the in-ring stuff, and it does suck that like he got injured and was out for I think they said like 10 months. Because him and Mello had the banger match to end the breakout tournament. So he has the potential, and I'm happy they're kind of putting him back into the fold of everything.
Say what?
So I'm happy, and he won. So big shout out to Odyssey Jones. And I'm so hungry. That's not fair.
I had tacos before we started the show, and I inhaled them.
I want Taco Bell.
Yeah, you did.
They weren't Taco Bell. They were real tacos from Los
Burritos
Tapatios.
But I want tacos.
What kind of tacos?
Just any. I'm hungry.
Were they carne asada? Al pastor?
I answered your question already. I told you what kind of tacos they were. We had a whole discussion about it. We're not talking about tacos. We've gone off track enough. You have any thoughts on Odyssey Jones, Vince?
I wonder what kind of tacos he eats. What did he put in his tacos?
It was a corn tortilla with onion and cilantro and steak.
What kind of steak? Okay, steak tacos. See, you could have just said steak
tacos.
Oh
my god, he already said
at the beginning of the fucking show. When you asked me that question, I said steak. Odyssey Jones, more, less, any. Okay, Vince, spit or swallow.
Holy fuck!
I'm gonna go ahead and swallow the Performance Center call that we once again saw 2 weeks in a row, and the video with scripts like doing a tagging or whatever, and then spraying the camera. I'm interested. I'm just curious as to who this is. Is it a faction? Is it a specific person? What the script stands for? Yes.
And here's why Hank is some bullshit. Because fucking security guard, head security guard, lead security guard, man, and you got these motherfuckers running all around. First it was Retribution, trashing shit, but just in NXT, let's just say Pretty Deadly, destroying the Diamond Mines gym and spray painting the walls and shit. Where the fuck was Hank? Where was security? Scripps is outside vandalizing the fucking PC. Where is Hank? Where is security? He's too busy trying to be a wrestler to fucking handle his fucking business. Fuck Hank.
Okay, sure.
Question.
It is.
We've talked about it before, but I do want to pose the question again. Does it have any correlation or connection to do with the Dominic Dijak?
No.
Stuff.
He has his own vignettes and everything he's doing. It has nothing to do with Dijak. That's why I'm kind of just gargling scripts for now. Because, I'm intrigued, but, I don't want it to be somebody
So you want just marinate in your mouth before you want to know if you
I'm
spit
not
or
going
swallow
into
it.
detail about how I'm gargling. You don't get that information. Because it said something in this, I think it was this last call about NXT like feeling like home or being home. It was something along those lines. So it very well could be someone coming back. But the pool of people it could be is so big, it's insane.
It's Dolph Ziggler.
I hope it's Marseille.
Why would it be Marseille?
Because Maximum Male Model sucks.
I mean, that's true, but like they're still doing that.
Are they?
I don't know.
Like they lost LA Knight, and then we haven't seen them. So like, just let it be Marseille.
I literally don't know who it could be. And
do we feel it's going to be a male wrestler or a woman wrestler?
Dang it, Bobby.
See, I don't know, because the last time they did some hooded figure shit, it ended up being Ember Moon, and for the longest time we all thought it was a dude.
That's true.
Actually, last time they did hooded figure shit, it was Ava Raine. And
True chiz.
I meant like, okay, yeah, I was talking more like vignette stuff, but yes, that is true.
Fair.
That is true. And she was in a pink red hoodie, not a black hoodie.
We didn't say black hoodie. We said hooded figure shit.
I know, but now that I'm just trying to prove my point.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of just like on the fence about scripts right now. I am intrigued, but I just don't want to get my hopes up and then them be crushed.
Who would be the absolute worst option to be scripts?
Anybody.
Like if
Dino Dan.
Oh, fuck no.
Because I am spitting the fact that Prehistoric Paul, Dino Dan, Ancient Andy, fucking Von bitch-ass Wagner is anywhere near the main event in Braun Breaker.
I just don't understand.
Spitting it.
1000%.
I had see him on Raw, and now he's out here attacking the fucking champ. Give Quincy a fucking title shot before Von.
Oh my god, yes. Super Diva? Yes.
Bring
Queen.
And this will shock you all. Bring fucking Trailer Park King Nash Carter back and let him get a tag team or a regular title shot against Braun Breaker before fucking. Yeah, I didn't like Nash Carter. Anyway,
I know you didn't.
Is he your Aaliyah of NXT?
Von Wagner?
Yeah, Von Wagner. Is he your Aaliyah?
No, my Aaliyah would have been Riddle.
Okay.
But but I'm agreeing with you. Spitting the fact that Von Wagner is even anywhere near that fucking title. And I'm severely disappointed.
What? Aaliyah to beat Mandy.
Stop it, Warren. You silly goose.
See, listen, I am a huge Mandy Rose fan, and I've talked about this. Like, I think she's improved. We've talked about, so here's my thing. I think one of the reasons I'm a big fan of Toxic Attraction and everything is I have always advocated for the fact that you don't have to either be divas or wrestlers. You can be both. And Mandy is the perfect mix of that diva sex appeal while still going in the ring and performing, wrestling the way the divas wanted to. She is the perfect mix of that, and she shows that you can do both. You don't either have to just be a wrestler and wrestle or an object to look at and stand and be seen but not utilized. And the last person we really saw do that was Trish Stratus, but she kind of went from one to the other. She didn't really hold the middle ground that Mandy's holding for very long.
I will offer this to the table. Carmella.
Yeah, no, that's true, because she did say she always referred to herself as a diva, and she tried to toe that line as well.
Yeah,
I feel like Mandy's a better wrestler than Carmella, but yeah, I agree with
that's not.
Carmella
really
has had some bangers.
I'm not saying she hasn't had good matches.
That's not the conversation though. It's the fact that like the women can be divas, sex symbols, objects, if you will, and kick ass in the ring.
As well as the men, which is why I support that Hangman should wear assless chaps.
I am not starting this shit.
I'm just saying.
Swallow.
I'm spitting the fact that Braun Breaker and Wesley think they can just go after tag titles now. I don't want another goddamn double champion. And I am so happy that turned into a clusterfuck and Carmelo Hayes got involved. Because why? Why? You don't need to be a double champion. There are plenty of people on the NXT roster who can be either tag champ or NA champ or world champ. You don't need double champions. And the fact that that's how you started NXT with all of them in the ring being like, hey, you know what? Why don't we just team up and go after the tag? No! Fuck you! No! No! It doesn't need... I'm happy it didn't happen, but the fact that it almost happened pisses me off. You know how I feel about double champions.
I also agree with the Mello going for the North American title instead of moving on.
Yes.
Let Von Wagner wrestle Wesley and lose for the North American title, and give me Carmelo versus Braun. That's what the fuck I want.
Carmelo right now is stuck on his ex-girlfriend and refuses to move on.
Just me and my girl.
Yes, Carmelo to beat Braun. Exactly.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Wesley, though. Right? When you're on the other side of the Curse of Riddle, you're riding high. You know, you've been down such a dark, lonely, sad, weed-laced path. You've come out of the fog, and now you're like, it's a new world, and I can do fucking anything. Look at Butch. Butch finally got out of it, embraced being Butch, and got past being like this weird rabid dog, and got to bring a little bit of Pete Dunne back. Samoa Joe got a job with AEW, became Ring of Honor television champion, hooked up with Wardlow. Everyone's on.
When did Joe and Riddle interact? Genuine question. They were fucking
Dusty Cup winners together.
Riddle and Joe? No.
No, it was Riddle. It was Riddle and Pete.
Didn't they tag team together?
No. Joe teamed with Finn in the Dusty Cup, and then turned on Finn to challenge for the NXT title. They never teamed together. I don't even think they were even in the same ring together.
I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind off the top of my head.
It's not. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm correct, but I do not recall Joe being that dumb as to tempt the Curse of Riddle.
I mean, Bobby did it.
Yeah, but
Bobby did it. Elias is doing it. Everyone's doing it.
They're all doing it without
protection.
protection.
He's like heroin. You know better, but you just keep doing it.
Oh my god. So, anyways.
That's why Wesley is living his highest life now. He's like, I'm free and I can do things and win, and my life's not shit anymore.
Well, why don't you just enjoy the fact that you won your first singles title ever, and just enjoy that?
Because he was still a shitty person beforehand, and he's greedy, and enough isn't enough. He was friends with the anyway.
I don't even know whose turn it is. Yep.
Agreed.
Yep.
It is Vince's turn because you were swallowing you're spitting the Braun West shit. Vince, spit or swallow.
I think my last thing for NXT, because I loosely talked about the Dijak stuff because I like it. I'm glad that he's doing stuff. Indy getting the win on Zoe Starks. I like Indy getting some wins because I think she's one of those people that, if built up correctly, she could take the title off of Mandy if Mandy does keep the title past this elbow fire feud. If not, then I could love to see Indy on main roster teaming up with Candice or just doing her own thing. I am just really high on Indy Hartwell, and I think she could be doing more. So her getting more wins on TV, that's cool for me. And then the fact that she beat Zoe Stark, that's a nice little cherry on top, because I have nothing against Zoe Stark, but I don't fuck with Nikita Lyons. So anyone that associates with Nikita Lyons, I'm okay with them taking L's.
Fair enough.
Yeah. With 3 Ks in the name, by the way.
I don't think that Indy even knows who the fuck she is yet to get anywhere near Mandy Rose. They need to figure that out, because I don't know who Indy is anymore.
No. But I'm glad she got the window.
If you don't know this about me, I don't fucking like Jeff Jarrett. I don't. I have to watch JEFF, JARR, ETT be part of the 4 Horsemen for a watch along for Return to Wrestling, and that is fucking terrible. I I understand how cool it is that he was in every major wrestling promotion everywhere. I also understand that every major wrestling promotion that he was a part of pretty much went downhill. He was champion in WCW, Global Force Wrestling, the downfall of the actual mainstream popularity of TNA. Everywhere he was featured highly, bad things happened. It's kind of like the Chris Riddle before the Chris Riddle was a thing. Like, look at that.
Christopher Jeff.
The whole thing with I'm also not a fan of Darby Allin. I'm like spitting the whole segment. Like I don't give a fuck about Cole Carter. I really don't. Ain't he great? No, the only thing fuck you. I'm not even doing this with you right now. I'm not. No. I'm not. If you don't know, look it up because I'm not.
Who the fuck is Cole Carter? That's
exactly who the fuck is Cole Carter. That's what we'll do. Listen. So, not a fan of Darby. I don't know which one of them fucked up the guitar spot because it's either Darby forgot that he was supposed to turn around or Jarrett was slow or what, but it did not look good.
Why don't
both?
Here. Yeah.
Thank you, Katie. I was about to say, why don't we just say that both Darby forgot and Jeff was just too slow with it?
Because the fact that Jeff cut a whole ass promo whilst Darby was just laying down bleeding, disrespectful.
Though props to Darby, like that's the one thing I will give Darby props on. Like he sold it. Like he stayed there like he should, and he sold
he did.
It. So
he might have just gotten.
He's like, I'm just gonna take a nap. He said, I'm just gonna nap here.
The only good thing that Jeff Jarrett ever did that I wanted him to bring back when he came back to WWE and he didn't, but he brought back here was slap nuts. So I am swallowing slap nuts and spitting everything else that fucking happened at the beginning of Dynamite. I don't give a fuck about Jay Lethal. I don't give a fuck about that feud. I don't give a fuck about none of it.
I literally have Darby.
Is Cole Carter the Deuce and Domino dude?
Jesus,
why? Why?
The Jesus? 2 stacks, 2 dimes, top.
Jesus, canceled.
Katie, anyway, you were saying.
All of that whole fucking segment was trash. Spit it. No. I don't need Jeff Jarrett on AEW. I don't need him as director of business development or whatever the fuck he is now. I don't need Jeff Jarrett. No. And the fact that he's just like, oh, I'm in charge now. Fuck off.
Warren made some great points about stuff he does, connections he has, and blah, blah, blah. And like behind the scenes, absolutely. On screen, Last Outlaw, fuck you. Go away.
I just have him, just bring him in and let him do all backstage stuff. I don't want to see him in the ring. Point blank period. That's my thing. He doesn't need to be wrestling. Or anything. Anyway.
I will swallow the fact that they played his TNA Impact theme song because I really like it. If you haven't listened to it, you should take a listen to it. I think it's a really solid song. It's one of those cases, kind of like Billy Kidman, where he has a song that's just too cool for him that doesn't fit him. So like I'm swallowing the fact that Jeff Jarrett has a really cool theme song in AEW, which is his TNA theme song. So swallowing that. Everything else,
and slap nuts.
But yeah, that's it.
There's so much going on.
A little bit too much, but it's okay.
Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow the Acclaimed and the daddy ass birthday bash.
Listen, I have got to give my co-host props because Vince was on the Acclaimed train well before both of us were, and now we have both come around. Not along. I guess both.
Come along.
To scissoring with the Acclaimed and daddy ass. I'm disappointed they didn't cut off his fucking fingers and they just broke them. But continue, Katie. I'm sorry.
You can't cut off the man's fingers.
Yes, you can.
But now we got scissor foam fingers, which Anthony Bowens tweeted a while ago that they were trying to make that happen. Max Caster has the scissor shorts that they're selling.
I would buy those.
They got him World's Best Daddy trophy. They wanted him to adopt them. It was the funniest segment. I loved it. Swerve didn't even come out and ruin it, which was shocking. But the Ass Boys did. Because, they're Billy's actual kids. And I was waiting for it too. I was like, damn. he has actual fucking kids, and they said, no, we don't. And Billy even said, these are my kids now, the boys.
Isn't that another like I swallowed everything, but isn't that a case of bad parenting right there? Another.
No, because they beat him up, and he said, I'm disowning you. They're grown ass.
He's actually doing something about it, Vince.
Yeah.
He went and found new kids to beat up his old kids because they were shitty. If Rey Mysterio goes out and finds someone on SmackDown to whoop Dom's ass because he's too old to fucking do it, then I will say, okay, Rey, you're getting someone to discipline your kids. That's at least a step forward.
They were getting close to that point because it looked like they could have did a storyline where AJ beat the shit out of him.
Why are we still talking about this?
Because Vince can't let it go that Rey's a shitty dad.
Yeah, just let it go. And let me continue. The Acclaimed, the best thing in AEW at this current point in time. How fucking over are the Acclaimed? Very fucking over. And they did that themselves. And that is major fucking props to them. They just hit their 2 years in AEW, I think today or yesterday. So big fucking shout out to the boys. And I hope they retain it full gear. Please.
Super fucking organic, them getting over. And like you said, the foam fingers, them getting that sign from the kid in the crowd. The fact that they didn't get adopted because the ass boys came out and stopped Daddy from being able to sign the adoption papers because they, first off, you left your, like, you ran away from your family. Like, he had you all. He was disciplining you. You didn't like it, so you said, fuck it, I don't want my dad anymore. And then you left. He didn't leave. He didn't run away. He was still there. And now you come back and you're like, well, you can't replace us. It's like, well, bitch, you left. Like, if my dog runs away, I'm going to be sad for a little while, but I'm going to get another dog. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And if that dog comes back and starts fighting the new dog, I'm going to have a problem with that dog coming. Anyway.
We haven't mentioned it yet, but I liked how Anthony Bowens was like, I had so much more planned, you know, like 2 people canceled last minute, and then the rest like decided to no show because you didn't go to the reunion. Like he got a nice little pop. Billy Gunn did the X.
He did the suck it, yeah.
Yeah,
they cut away from it.
They did, bastards.
On purpose, because Tony Khan's petty, and because they wouldn't say AEW.
We'll talk about that.
But the one good thing is, you know, I will give Tony Khan props because Anthony Bowens and Max Caster weren't a tag team prior to AEW. He approached them, said, "Hey, do you guys want to be a tag team together?" He made I don't think the Acclaim did that on their own, but he's the one that put them together in the tag team, similar to Mick Foley putting the Bar together, Sheamus and Cesaro, and then they made their own thing. So the Acclaimed are AEW's version of the Bar, because they don't just at the bar; they are the bar.
I'm doing it.
I'm trying to do it with Katie, and then Vince comes in. So then and now Vince is doing the wrong thumb. It doesn't work.
Anyways,
if you're watching this, I apologize for the fact that we can't fucking do the bar properly on
the
screen.
Bar.
Vince, swallow.
No.
Since we're staying on AEW, I'm gonna swallow the All Atlantic Triple Threat title match. I thought it was a really good match. Didn't like that Phoenix took the L there, but obviously, given who was in the match, there was no one really there that logically would take the L. I don't think Luchasaurus is going to. And since we are talking about that, it did set up Cassidy versus Shibata on Rampage, which is the first time I ever watched Rampage live since CM Punk debuted in AEW. And I'm swallowing the match itself, but I'm spitting the fact that Shibata took an L to Cassidy.
How are you gonna mispronounce 2 things in that sentence?
What did I mispronounce?
First off, you mispronounced debuted again, and secondly, his name is Can You Order Me Shibata?
Ciabatta bread, exactly.
Can You Order Me Shibata showed up, challenged Orange Cassidy. They had a banger of a match to open up Rampage. Shout out to Ciabatta Bread for doing his thing. I was actually going to call him Shish Kebab, and then somebody called him Shibata, and I was like, I need to do that, so we went with it.
No,
yeah.
I called him Ciabatta Bread last night, yeah. Good grief.
Yeah, you called it last night, but I saw it like on Wednesday when he showed up. I'm like, oh, fuck, I like that. I'm going to have to go with Ciabatta Bread.
Yeah, but I'm swallowing the triple threat, the all-in title match, and then Orange Cassidy versus Shibata Bread.
Can you order me ciabatta bread?
Kitty ordered me ciabatta bread is what I'm going to call him now. But yeah, I'm swallowing all that. Orange Cassidy's a swell of a wrestler. And you know what I thought about when I was watching Cassidy versus ciabatta bread? This is a fun match, guys. And it made me think of Warren again. So I get to swallow.
You're just kissing ass because he's here.
Oh, maybe. Don't make it obvious, though. Don't point.
Actually, because it's Katsuyuri, I actually had Can't You Hurry Ciabatta, but I like Ciabatta better.
We still need to go through and make a list of all your names.
Did they change? I forget, and I come up with new shit because there isn't a list that I have to reference, so I have to think of it on the fly sometimes.
I think it's funnier
we'll make a list.
That you don't have a list because
somebody asked for it not that long ago, and you said we would make it, and we haven't.
Patreon
behind a paywall.
Jesus Christ!
That's what Warren said last week. Just the man high enough for it, put it behind the paywall, just like shoulders.
You know what else I don't like besides Jeff Jarrett is other old ass fucking white blonde guys who I don't want to see on my TV, like Chris Jericho. And I'm spitting Jericho. I'm spitting Jericho getting another win. I'm spitting everything the JAS that they set up for tonight. The only good thing about the JAS is Daniel Garcia. And I honestly think I would have rather gone with Garcia joining the BCC and then having that internal feud where Brian and Garcia are together and Mox and Yuta are together and the tension in the BCC than what the fuck we're getting. Neither here nor there. Colt Cabana. Now here's the thing. I'm a Chicago guy, right? Chicago, as people think I have. Yeah,
entertainers.
Fuck that. Fuck you for saying it. So I don't pick a side between CM Punk and Colt Cabana. Am I happy that Colt Cabana has a job? Yeah, I'd never want to see someone without a job. Do I think that Colt Cabana is as entertaining or as good of a on-screen talent as CM Punk? Absolutely not. I do not. That is my personal preference as to what I like in wrestling. If you do, I'm not gonna knock you for it. Like, do your thing. This did nothing for me. Like, other than, oh, look at Tony's being petty and saying "fuck you, CM Punk." Here's Boom Boom Colt Cabana. You cried about it, so now we're putting him back on TV because everyone assumes that that's why he disappeared, which more than likely is. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I expected one boom. This boom, not boom boom. So, was I a little disheartened? Yes. Am I very upset that it's not Adam fucking Cole challenging for the Ring of Honor title at Full Gear? Yes. I'm big sad. I will say Cabana's theme slaps. I like it. I didn't care about the match. I had no interest in it. Like you said, cool, Cabana's got his job back. I think last time we really heard anything about Cabana, he was like kind of maybe doing something with just Ring of Honor, like backstage and not on screen. I just don't care.
They haven't let him even be on being the elite anymore. Like,
stop. Well, yeah, it's because the show's canceled.
Yeah, because I'm sure CM Punk has any say in what the fuck goes on with being the elite.
Honestly, I ignored all of that last night for a reason, so please don't bring it up again.
Well,
no, I just
5.
I just don't care, and I don't give two flying fucks about Chris Jericho, so I don't care what he's doing. I just wish someone takes his title off of him so then he can just go back and tour with this shitty fucking band and we don't have to see him on TV anymore.
But they can't do it until they get their TV deal because that's why he's got the championship, Katie.
I don't want to hear that bullshit anymore either.
Like
Put the title on fucking Brian. Put the title back on Claudio. You should have never taken the goddamn title off of Claudio. Put it on Brian.
Brian and Claudio being in, like, all for that. I would love to see those. Don't give a fuck about Sammy Guevara. Don't give a fuck about Chris Jericho. Don't give a fuck about tension between Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho.
Well, yeah, now fucking fake Inspector Gadget looking ass is going to get involved somehow and ruin this match and probably take the title.
The only one in the Jag-Ops that's even remotely interesting is Daniel Garcia. And that's it.
That is what we said at the very beginning of this.
I know, but I got up to take a piss break and get another beer. So
it's like I knew he was going to say Daniel Garcia. I fucking
No, I was gonna
Welcome
say.
to the show, Vince. I'm glad you.
I was gonna say
Yeah, welcome.
Magic Mad Daddy Mad or
Fuck
whatever.
you. Save big money at Menards, bitch ass.
Money Menard. Full hand whip.
Excuse me.
No, it's just
I think Vince is drunk.
no. I'm not drunk. It's just like I didn't want to go ahead
Buzz?
and like mention Jericho. I had him as one of my spits, and I just crossed it off because it's like I don't want to continue to give this man any more time on the show if I don't have to, because I literally just come on I'm spitting Jericho's existence, but it's like I literally don't care. Like I can't really spit stuff that I don't watch because he shows up on TV and I fast forward everything because I never watched Dynamite Live anymore because they always put Jericho on TV. Or they start the show with Jericho or Guevara.
Fair. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna take one of your swallows, Matt. The House of Black vignette promo thing, video package. I don't know exactly what it was. I'm assuming you would have been swallowing this.
Why would you think that?
Yeah, why would I think that? Crazy. Julia Hart being like the main focus of that. I love it. She is now the leader. in my own personal prerogative because of the video. Listen, that's how this whole competition started, was me saying I'm the captain now. So hey, relax. I said in my personal prerogative because the video package, she's the leader right now. Until Malachi's back on TV as the focus, in my mind, Julia Hart's the leader.
She did have that big fucking American Horror Story Coven hat on.
Yes, exactly. She's the supreme. But it was the way that they like did the bodies and like the different, like, because we saw like the little clips of each member, like I don't know, what am I trying to say? After they get like burned or buried or drowned, like they're them coming back. And someone kept saying that Buddy wasn't in the video when he literally was. I don't know who the fuck kept saying it, but he was literally in the video, so I don't know why people thought he wasn't. Like, he was the one in the water looking like a male model. Wow. That's disrespectful.
It's not. That's what I sound like when I finish, which is why I didn't want Vince to remove the comment before I got to say it. I was waiting for Katie to finish so that I could say that's what it sounds like when I finish. It was Dave Meltzer. Here,
of course.
And he's a fucking idiot, too. So.
Oh, well, yeah. Dave's a dumbass. I know a lot of Daves who are stupid.
I actually wasn't going to swallow that. I want to wait until Malachi comes back before and see what they do, because I did not love House of Black.
Well,
booking.
But this vignette, though.
No. Malachi is a creative fucking genius, and
that's why.
Yeah,
isn't it a shame that we've never got to see Malachi versus Bray?
A little bit.
It could still happen eventually in some weird way.
Yeah, it's like 5 years contracts up or whatever. Vince, spit or swallow?
That's actually where I'm going next. Bray Wyatt's backstage segment, which is why I mentioned it. I was trying to like go ahead and segue into it. I love what he was doing. He was mentioning about being interrupted. He doesn't like being interrupted. Obviously referencing like Uncle Howdy cutting him off at the end of his promo last week. And then poor little stagehand guy got in the way of Bray. And man, did I just worry for that man's safety. I don't know what's going on with the whole Bray stuff, but it's still so very interesting. Like, I can't help but be fascinated by it.
Somebody was saying in a group chat that I'm in that whenever Bray is in the ring, it's him speaking as Wyndham. And anytime he's in a backstage vignette or promo, it's Bray Wyatt, which is kind of interesting because then there's still the whole Uncle Howdy thing, which may or may not happen tomorrow. Or whatever Bray is doing tomorrow in Saudi. I agree. Poor guy, just accidentally walked into frame, and Bray's comparing, what he wants to do to him to how you feel in traffic when somebody cuts you off, and
which is true, by the way.
Ram dude's head into a fucking concrete wall.
Yeah, basically.
For just being wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
I also kind of wanted to see it. Like, there's something about Bray Wyatt that turns me on.
That's not surprising by anybody involved.
Is it like the new piercings that he's rocking?
I feel like I look at his body and I'm like, that's the body I want. Like a lot of people are like, oh, he's a fat piece of shit. I'm like, well, fuck you, because I think he's got muscles and he's sexy as fuck, and like I kind of want that body.
I think you look like Bray body wise, physique wise. What
You think? What?
Oh, I guess I cut off there. I said I think you look like
you both did, so it's probably on my end.
It was
oh,
you.
okay. Oh, okay. I was saying that I think you look like Bray physique wise. Like, I think you.
Yeah, if I had hair.
Get a wig. You have a wig behind you. Go ahead and put it on.
Oh,
I threw it in the fucking cat earlier. Now it's way over there.
He said
It worked though. She went away.
Was it humping it?
No, the cat was not humping the wig.
Melissa's cat
Vince,
tends to hump like blankets or like sweaters and stuff like that. So I just think it's a common thing that cats do.
I don't think so.
So I'm swallowing Rick Ross and Swerve and that whole backstage segment because Rick Ross is a fucking natural on the mic. Give me more Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Like, props to him
second
for
that.
coming on and making that shit as entertaining as possible.
Accusation.
Yes. Accusations. Like,
Got
fucking
all of it
great.
in his face. It was great.
Love me some Rick Ross.
Love me some Keith Lee. Just the way he talks. He's one of the most articulate people I've ever seen. And he doesn't even have to be. He just says indubitably. And me and him's like, yeah, he literally says that shit around the house. So.
Indubitably.
You say that better than you say debuted.
Debuted?
Rick Ross, fantastic. Keith Lee, fantastic. That whole backstage segment was fun as shit. Please give me more Rick Ross on my TV.
We probably won't get it anymore.
Katie, spit or swallow.
I'm swallowing everything Warjo. Why? Because Warjo fucks hard. Samoa Joe versus Brian Cage. Big meaty man slapping meat. 10 out of 10. Wardlow coming in for the save. No? What the fuck? I'm just saying he's one of the most articulate people I've seen. He doesn't have to be. He is. Wardlow coming in for the save at the end. Powerhouse Hobbs getting involved. More big meaty men slapping meat. Transfer to Rampage tonight. Borjo as a tag team. We now have the teasing of Samoa Joe versus Wardlow because Powerhouse Hobbs came out after the match. Wardlow kind of pushed Joe to the back. You could see Joe's face. It's fantastic. Everything about this. And it's putting the TNT champion on focus.
He did it twice. So first, during the pre-match interview, he cut Joe off and started going off about Powerhouse Hobbs. And then at the end, put his hands on Joe. And Joe's going to kill you. Like, come on. I don't care who you are. War
but
Daddy
that
or
match
not.
is going to be fantastic.
Not just that match. As you said, Joe versus Swerve. Wardlow making the save from the Gates of Agony. Taz calling Joe a bottom, which got a chuckle out of me. And then Hobbs assaulting Wardlow, which led to Gates of Agony tag match, big meaty men slapping meat, and all of this stuff. I know Vince is less than enthusiastic about anything to do with Wardlow because he has terrible
anti-Wardlow.
However, I am enjoying all of this. I enjoy all of the massive meat slapping that happened on both Rampage and Swerve versus Joe was a fun fucking match to close the show. Like they killed it. So
I just watched the Ciabatta Bread versus Orange Cassidy match.
Who do you keep saying versus Joe?
Who did he wrestle in the main event?
Cage.
Yeah, I keep saying Swerve because I wrote that in my notes.
I think you do keep saying
reason.
Swerve. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused. I was like, wait, did I not watch the right match?
It was like, if we got Swerve versus Joe, I might have to go back and watch.
You guys didn't watch the Swerve versus Joe match?
Apparently I didn't. Apparently I missed the match.
What the fuck were you guys watching?
I was watching Joe versus Cage.
Well, see, that's why I didn't care. See, I like Joe. I like Hobbs.
I guess.
I don't care for Cage or Wardlow.
I mean, okay. I'll fight you on Wardlow every day. But Cage, yeah, he's kind of just
like that's fine. Like I get why people.
Me.
I can understand people liking Wardlow.
He's a sex symbol. He said it himself. And did my
if you
Pin
have
Me
to
War
say
Daddy
that
shirt
you're a
came in
sex
today?
symbol,
Yes,
or really a sex symbol, I don't think so.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And that's exactly how it is.
All right.
I know a lot of people that want to fuck him, men and women, so I'd say yes, sex symbol.
People wanted to fuck Ryback, and he put it on his Twitter.
Ho!
He had like screenshots of like some dude like flirting with him in his DMs or something like.
One person, as opposed to the millions and millions.
Who apparently that person has the same kind of fetish that you have for what you like and what you like to watch. Anyway, Vince, bitter swallow. Anything not relating to masturbating to people that look like me on Pornhub?
I have two more things, but I think I'll just cut the last one because it's not too big of importance. Because I see we're already pushing the 2-hour mark, so I'm gonna swallow, and I'm gonna get pushed back on this. I'm swallowing Rey Mysterio versus Gunther in the main event. I thought it was a fantastic match. This is the kind of presentation that I kind of want to see from Rey Mysterio. Yes, you're right about the whole like storybook aspect of on screen. He's a terrible father, but it's like, okay, I don't want to get too personal or too like fucking like.
You don't want to cry on camera.
No, I don't. No, it's not that. I just don't want to get too deep into it because it's been frustrating me lately that like all of the Latino representation is just getting shit on both companies. You look on WWE, like Rey Mysterio is portrayed as a terrible father. Dominic Mysterio is an ingrate of a son. Lotharios aren't doing shit. Santos Escobar and Legado de Fantasma lost their territory war in NXT, and then they were like disappeared for like a few weeks. Then you go over to AEW. Then you go to AEW, and then Lucha Bros don't really do anything. They kind of
tag champs.
Aside from the trio, so like they're not really doing anything. It's just like it's frustrating. And then the whole Thunder Rosa stuff, it's like really fucking upsetting. And then the whole Andrade stuff, and it's just like I know I'm probably taking it too hard, and it's just pro wrestling. I shouldn't really care that much. Yes, they're the trio champions, but what the fuck are they doing with the titles? They're not doing shit with them. There's no storylines. There's nothing that you can really sink your teeth into. The only one that I feel like is being even presented decently recently is Rey Mysterio, which is why I'm happy about it. But like I said, I didn't want to get too deep into it, but it's just like it sucks to see all these fantastic wrestlers, see all this representation, but I don't know. Like it's not the best representation. It kind of sucks and it bugs me and it rubs me the wrong way. That's all. I didn't want to get into it, but I'm swallowing Rey Mysterio, putting on a banger match with Gunther.
That's a fair way to feel. Personally, with the Lucha Bros, I mean, not only have they been defending the trios titles and doing trio stuff, but they've got the whole thing with Pac and how they're the good guys, and Pac is trying to get them to turn. I mean, like you said, Fenix just was in that triple threat match. Penta had a main event match against Mox had a match against Mox for the title. I don't think it was in the main event, but it was on the show for the world title.
It was in the main event, but it's like, he's not going to win that match. Just like when Phoenix was put in that triple threat match, he was put in that FedEx, whatever. He was put in the match, but we knew going into it he wasn't going to win, and more or less he was there to take the fucking pin to Orange Cassidy, and it's just like it's frustrating, and it fucking sucks ass because you see because I grew up watching with Eddie and Ray. They were dominating shit. Like, yes, I know they're champs, but they're not doing shit. It's like you talk about like with the women's tag titles, like they get the women's tag titles, but they're not actually doing nothing with the titles. Like, it's one thing to actually be champions, but you're not doing anything with said titles. You're not put in actual storylines. You're not being built up. And it's frustrating because you see it on both shows. And I'm not dogging on AEW. I'm not dogging just WWE. I'm dogging on everyone.
Like I said, no, that's fair. That is a perfectly fair way to feel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swallow Liv versus Sonya.
Yeah.
Hardcore icon Liv Morgan out here doing her thing, opening the show.
Yeah.
In her Chucky gear.
Of course. I mean, she has to be in the Chucky gear. She's gonna
with
be
a pain kink.
Icon. Yes.
Putting herself through a table and then
Laughing about
enjoying it.
She's sick. I like it. I like the match. It's better than the fucking Extreme Rules match with Ronda Rousey.
I will say that I do like the Chucky gear better than when she came out with the Harley Quinn gear. So there's that. Plus, she was just on Chucky, so why not have the gear on SmackDown? Hardcore living. That's a title.
We have a title.
We do.
Title's choke on that slap nuts.
No, I'm not saying the title for this episode, but that's a title right there for something.
You just need to find a thumbnail.
Send one my way. Because
I didn't have one. That's the way the show has always worked is either I pick a title and you pick a thumbnail, or I send you a thumbnail and you pick a title, or we agree on something during the show. I sent you the title. Thumbnail is your deal.
Not to make excuses. However, I did not watch any wrestling this week up until today. I squeezed all 4 shows of wrestling and the first match of Rampage on Friday. So I didn't actually know what was on the show.
I mean,
until
you could
today.
look up merch during the show when we're talking about people you don't care about. I'm pretty sure you could just like Google hashtag every show. And
I
find
usually do it after the show. Is when I usually look up for the thumbnail, because at that point, all 4 or 5 shows have come and gone. And
right, but you just told me to give you a thumbnail, and I'm telling you, just go look.
Well, if you have any recommendations, I'm all ears.
Katie, spit or swallow.
Thank you. I'm going to swallow Samantha Irwin, the ring announcer. She's phenomenal. I don't remember how long ago I said it. She is like Lillian Garcia, like modern day. And I loved Lillian Garcia. I've met Lillian Garcia. She's a wonderful lady. It's the way she just enunciates everything out and like puts certain emphasis on people's names. The way she says Ludwig Kaiser's name is unique and different. And her announcing during the main event of SmackDown, just the power she has in her voice when she was introducing Gunther, I love it. I love it so fucking much. I love her. And she's beautiful. And she's dating Ricochet. That's a cool thing too. But LA Knight flirting with her, I love it. I love her. She's fantastic. I want nothing but good things for her. She's killing it.
Great voice and nimble fingers.
Yeah.
You got another one, Vince?
No, I was actually just gonna go ahead and just swallow LA Knight's mega win, like a mega win for the mega superstar or whatever. I just like seeing LA Knight on TV. I thought that was a good win. Solid thing for him to just continue to push his character forward. I want to see him in that IC title picture. Wait, what?
I was gonna ask Katie how many more she had left.
I'm done.
It's 3-ish.
Okay, well, I got 2. Shayna defeating Natalya, getting back to the Shayna that we know and love, and then kneeing Natalya in the face and making her bleed. Because anytime that happens, I'm a fan. I don't care who it is. Natalya needs a good knee in the face every now and then just to knock her back down to earth. But it was a good match. And again, we got the old Shayna back, and they were talking about the old Shayna and how, regardless of how you feel about her, Ronda Rousey's the one that's helping her get back to being that person. So
I want Shayna to keep up the facade that her and Ronda are still friends, and then Shayna be the one to take the title off Ronda. That's what I want. Hey, yeah.
I do want to see that at some point. I do want to see Shayna versus Ronda, but I don't know. I really, really want to see Shayna and Ronda versus Naomi and Sasha at Mania, and I want to see that match at Mania. I do want to see it because then Ronda can drop the title to someone else prior to the Rumble or some point afterwards, and then we can have a women's tag title match between Sasha, Naomi, and Ronda and Shayna, and it's a way to get Ronda away from the title picture.
Or Ronda can just go away.
I had a whole discussion with Mr. Warren Hayes via DM. I asked him, I said, what is the difference between the Kohina clutch? Because he said that he doesn't even know if Samoa Joe's finisher is called the Kohina clutch anymore now that he's. And
I
then the
don't know.
Kirifuda clutch, which are both naked rear chokes, or rear naked chokes, whichever order it goes in, whether you're naked first or you're behind them first. However it goes, so you're rear first and then naked. Gotcha.
Yeah.
However it goes, they're both those things. And then I asked him, like, what about the transmission? And then he explained to me in detail how the transmission is about trapping an arm, and it is a very different judo wrestling-esque thing. That is, we had a whole discussion
How is this
about
not the gore? It's not the spear thing all over again.
It is, but the Kohina clutch is the gore, and the Kirifuda clutch is the spear, and they're the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Jesus.
Just depends on who does it. We actually talked about that too, so thank you for bringing that up, Vince. Because that was the analogy I made when he said they're the same fucking move. Is
Yes.
Yeah, one's the gore, one's the spear.
Perfect analogy.
Perfect analogy.
Stop it. I'm guessing it's my turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just for me, because I love her. Xia Li's back on TV, so big swallow. Her and Emma will be a cool program, and it's another women's program that they're doing that doesn't involve a title in any way, shape, or form. So I'm down with that. I just missed Xia Li so much on TV. So little swallow.
He don't work.
God damn it.
My last one, and I'll let you bang out your last two. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter versus Madison Ray and Sky Blue. Madison Reigns, not Ray, and Sky Blue. I am a fan of Sky Blue on my TV. We also got Britt running her mouth, Toni Storm coming out, and Jamie Hayter and Toni brawling it out. I think this is probably going to be Tony's best match in AEW against Jamie Hayter when they go at it. I'm really starting to get the feel for Toni Storm in AEW. I've enjoyed her interim title run so far, and I see good things going forward. So, big swallow there.
Oh, hell yeah. And Jamie Hayter's going to be champion in full gear. Fuck yes. She is.
No, I agree with you. One more thing about the women in AEW that I didn't mention was the Saraya promo as well, where Britt was supposed to be there, since we're talking about Britt, and didn't show up. And they asked her, "Are you cleared?" And she just like, "I was going to talk about it, but I've got one more doctor I want to consult first." And if you didn't catch it, she's talking about Britt Baker. She's whooping Britt's ass on Wednesday and showing her I can fucking go. And I am stoked for that.
I didn't actually pick up on that analology.
Yeah, no, that was a great anal orgy that she gave there. The doctor is Britt, and she's getting consulted right upside her fucking head.
Damn.
I like a rampage or a page turner or whatever the fuck she's got to call it now that her name is Saraya.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Saraya Sunshine.
Honestly, I like it.
Of course you
Write
did.
it down. It's funny. It's punny. We talk about, of course I do. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? It's punny. Anyways.
Saraya Sunshine right now, Vince.
Yeah. Saraya Sunshine over there.
Honestly, if we didn't have that, Saraya Sunshine would be the name of the fucking episode. I'm not going to lie.
Of course
it is what it is.
It's funny.
What if she shows up to Britt's dental office and then beats her, and that's see, that's what I'm talking about. Consult that doctor.
Jesus. My last two, swallowing Jon Moxley and Lee Moriarty. Lee can go, and it's Pittsburgh boys, so shout out. I liked the match. Obviously, Lee wasn't gonna win, but it was a good showing by Lee, and then that's kind of also setting up Ethan Page, who is in the tournament thing that's culminating at Full Gear, which is good, because Ethan Page definitely has the potential to be champion and should be champion soon. Doesn't matter which champion, but I think he should be champion soon. And that kind of leads me to my last swallow, Ricky motherfucking Starks. That promo, it oozes charisma. That's the man. Oozes it. He oozes the charisma. Secret of the ooze.
Uzi.
Uzi? Yeah. Uzi, not Uzi. Him being like, I'm going to be in this fucking tournament. I'm going to win. Talking about how he's the one who's been holding AEW on his back. Kind of true. Even when he broke his neck, he came back and he said, all right, I'm here. I'm taking shit. I'm running shit. He was a champion, even though FTW champion isn't really associated with AEW, and it's the whole fucking thing, and it's stupid. But Ricky Starks is the man. He knows people have been demanding him, and he even said it. He's like, I see you all online. We want you, Ricky Starks. Ricky's the man. And I kind of want to just see the final matchup be Ethan and Ricky, because that's going to be a banger. That's all I have.
Okay. Vince, you look sad and dejected. Are you okay?
No, I'm trying to find the thumbnail, and I'm trying to find a good, clean picture of Bray Wyatt about to rip to shreds the backstage hand.
I'm all about it. Good job, bud. Also, I want to mention that there was Bloodline New Day stuff that we didn't talk about because I didn't see it. Like, I saw it, but I
there wasn't a lot.
It.
There wasn't a lot.
But probably New Day versus Usos
next week
to save the streak of who has the longest reigning tag team titles next week. It's a thing. Check it out.
It's a thing.
Katie, favorite show this week?
Fuck. I don't know. Fuck it. I'll give the Dynamite. Why not?
Vicente.
I'm gonna give it a SmackDown. I'm gonna give it a SmackDown. Raw was the one show I didn't get a chance to see. NXT had some good stuff, but not enough. I never want to give any show that Jericho's on any kind of credit. So SmackDown by default.
I'm gonna go with Rampage. So we're just a house fucking divided here. Rampage was an hour long, and it gave me a bunch of really fun, good shit back to back to back to back back. It would have been Dynamite, but mostly just because of Rick Ross. So that's not fair. So we don't have a favorite show this week. It's whatever the fuck you people liked. Vince, please plug yourself for our listeners, fans, and haters.
Sure. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SESVince. The link tree in my bio will take you to Everything Straight Talk. All your favorite audio podcasting sites are on there. Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, the works. And we're making moves. We are Straight Talk is now on floorslappersports.com. So we're going to be featured there going forward. Shout out to Tim King. Reached out and made the connection happen. So there's that. We recently did a Bulls progress report. So if you like the basketball and you're in the Chicagoland area and you want to support some Chicago Bulls and myself, go ahead and check that out. And I'm going to be working with Young Kings Wrestling for the LA Lakers team progress report or team preview or clusterfuck that is the LA Lakers. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be going up Saturday evening. So yeah, check that out.
Katie, plug yourself for the people.
The peoples. You can follow me on Twitter at KatieRasslin13, link to about to out things She Elite Showcase, twitch.tv/She Elite Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish, give or take, if my internet holds up. Stop it. I guess we do kind of lean towards 6:30 sometimes. Fuck you threw me off. YouTube.com/She Elite Showcase. I say watch the videos because they're more entertaining. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, if you like to listen. She Leads the Brand, the weekly show, Inside the Mind of, which I just filmed a new one tonight. That'll be up on 2 weeks from now. With Dylan from World Elite Pod. That was a great conversation. I inflated Matt's ego way too fucking much. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. You got mentioned a lot in the episode.
Central-ish.
I didn't mean to. I even said it. I was like, I'll talk to you about it after. And then I'm filming another one, so I'll have a few coming out soon. In the crowd's on hiatus because I'm just gonna blame Justin, just because Savannah has her shows. But I do have a new show coming out because I don't do enough fucking shows. Heel Tactics. Justin already made me the music, which slaps. I'm finally going to be debuting story time with Katie Kinsey, Bebe, very small in parentheses underneath because I don't know if I can use the Bebe. But I'll
do it. Do your thing.
Yeah,
I got it.
He'll do that. So that'll be coming out sometime next week. I kind of just have to make the intro and put the music in. But I'm very excited. I like doing more stuff, and I'm expanding my horizons a little bit. So, yay, more stuff.
You can follow me at my Ridders at MATDR on Twitter only. Also at Getting Off, which is the #1 horror podcast on Pornhub. We just dropped an episode on Halloween where we talked about movies that actually scared us or throughout our lives, not now as adults, but some of it was. So please go check that out. It was me, Justin, Katie, Will Gray. It was a fun time. We had a blast. Also, The Rack got interviewed for Inside the Mind of, and it is a fucking time. So go find out about how The Rack exists in my head and also Katie's kinks. And, if you want to date her, the kind of guy she's looking for, as well as plenty of other things out there that exist. So go check that out. Other than that, there will be a post show, so please hang out. I don't know why we can't get this down to an hour and a half when it's just 3 of us, but it is what it is. I'm going to play Vince and the Modelos for derailing us repeatedly.
Yep.
Yes, Vince.
No.
Yes.
You guys always have more swallows and spits than I.
But you go on more tangents.
No, I don't.
For SES Vince and Katie Wrestling 13, I am the patron saint of podcast and the Warden Mad Ritter, and this has been the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Yeah.